Hi, I'm Dorothy Wilhelm, and I want to tell you about a page in my Washington storybook. You know, I'm embarrassed to tell you, but for years I had the idea that Washington had no history worth repeating. I thought we got here so late and just kind of stayed where we were, and I imagined that nothing had happened worth telling about. And to tell you the truth, I cannot remember one thing I learned from my Washington State history class, and I just hope Miss Heppelfinger will forgive me for saying that. But now I've found that I was entirely wrong, and I have a wonderful story from Washington history that I'd love to share with you. For instance, there's the community of DuPont, where Washington really began in 1833. There, the Hudson Bay Company opened, and of course, that was British, and the business was trading furs, and they were doing very well indeed. And then the Americans began to come. In 1854, chief factor Dr. William Fraser Tolmie persuaded the company to build him a large house in the new Yankee style, different from the other heavy timber structures of the fort. Dr. Tolmie lived in the house until 1859, when Edward Huggins succeeded him.
Mr. Huggins, I was wondering if you could proceed out to Muck Station today. The rains are coming in quite heavily, and I'm concerned about the oat harvest and the wheat harvest. We don't want the crop to rot in the field. And the Americans seem to be coming into that area considerably today. Could you serve them notice that it's Hudson's Bay Company land? Could we do this immediately, sir?
Aye, sir.
Proceed immediately. And yes, try to be civil with them. Dr. McLaughlin said that we must be civil with them.
Well, they managed to be pretty civil, and the Americans came, and most of them came along the Oregon Trail and then onto the Natchez Trail, and one spur of that trail ended right near the Prairie House Museum in Spanaway. Now there they have a treasure that's worth going to see. It's the tablecloth that actually was used on the table to greet the travelers as they arrived. It was Mrs. Mahone owned the tablecloth. And when she heard that travelers were on the way, she would set the table with her very best linen and her very best china and go up to meet them and bring them in for a warm dinner and a place to get warm and maybe even a bath. You know, I love that story. It must have been so wonderful to come in after that dangerous journey and find all that hospitality waiting for you. I really like to think that that is the beginning of our Northwest hospitality, that we're out there to meet newcomers and bring them in and make them comfy, rain or shine. That's a good thing to think about. Anyway, I'm Dorothy Wilhelm. This has been Washington Storybook. Look for another chapter soon.